Well, welcome everyone to Atlantic Adventures with Atlas. My name is Natalie.
And my name's Laura, and today we're going to be exploring the deep sea and finding out what it's like to work on board a research ship. So are we all up for exploring the sea today? Can you give us a cheer?
I think we need to do one more bigger cheer. Now, 1, 2, 3. I think that was probably a big enough cheer. Yeah, I think they're ready. I think we're all awake now. All right, so if we're going to be looking at the deep sea, I think we need to have a chat about why the ocean is so important.
Yeah, I want to know why it's important for me.
But that's quite a tricky question, so we've got a couple of props that we're going to use. So we're going to put these out.
Okay. Lovely. One for you. There we go. Catch that over there. Oh, wow. I don't know my own strength. There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
There we are.
One over this side.
One over there.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Good job.
Right, are you ready to catch this one?
Whoop.
That's it. Perfect.
Amazing. Cool. So we've all got some really important things that tell us a little bit about why the ocean is really important to our lives. So, does anyone want to put their hand up and tell us a bit about what they've caught? Yeah, what do you think?
I think the boat I've got uses to transport cars and people all over the world.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, so boats that transport people, and they also transport all of our stuff as well. So that was perfect. Good job. So has anyone been to the beach for the day or gone on holiday? Put your hand up if you've been to the beach. Yep. Been in the ocean. And did we all have a good time when we were at the beach? Yeah, it's a really, really fun place to go. So basically, all of these little things. So we've got the watermelon one, we've got the flamingo, and someone else has a pineapple. You've got a pineapple. And these all represent using the ocean for fun and for making us happy. Has anyone ever been in the sea? We've gone swimming in the sea? Yeah, perfect. And it's a lot of fun, isn't it? So we use the ocean to make us happy and to have fun, and that's very important. Has anyone else got something they want to tell us about?
Oh, this one over here. What's that?
A light bulb.
A light bulb. What do you think that represents?
Electricity.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So, why do you think that's important for the ocean? The light bulb.
Well, it's not polluting the ocean by using electricity.
Okay, yeah. So there's ways that we can use renewable energy that comes from the ocean. What have you got there?
I got a prawn.
A prawn. Everyone hold up if you've got a prawn. Prawn.
Oh,
perfect.
lots of prawns.
What do you guys think that the prawns are for? Eating, yeah. So the prawns, like you said, yeah, are for eating. So we can eat prawns. They're very, very good food for humans, but they're also good food for other animals as well. So that's very important.
What about this one here? What have you got here?
Earth.
The whole Earth. And what's on the Earth there? What about what's the extra things that have been added onto that Earth that you maybe wouldn't normally see?
The currents.
The currents, yeah, exactly right. So we've got those extra lines on there, and they're representing the currents. And we've got some blue ones and some red ones there. What do we think the difference between those are? Why do we think we've got different colours on there? Yeah, what do you think? For the hot currents and the cold currents, that's exactly right. So the ocean is really, really important for moving heat around the planet. So in Scotland, we've got a red line going behind us there. And so what does that mean?
It's hot.
Yeah, so it's bringing warmer water past Scotland. So if we didn't have that, it would be much cooler here than it actually is. It's a nice day outside today. It's nice and warm.
Has anyone else got anything that they've got that we haven't spoken about? Yeah, what have you got?
Is it too late for medication for like
Yeah, so I mean, the sea life might need medication as well.
to give your child medicine?
Definitely, yeah. And a lot of the medicines that we use come from things that live in the sea. So if we didn't explore the sea, we wouldn't have as many medicines as we do today. So that's very important. Okay, so that's a lot of different reasons why the ocean is important, but we actually haven't explored that much of the ocean at all. And we haven't spoken about these things here. Does anyone know what that is? What do you think? What are these? Plankton.
Really tiny. Teeny tiny.
Excellent. Yeah, so tiny little plankton, and then they make oxygen. So you were going to tell us why oxygen was important.
Well, we were wouldn't be here without oxygen because we need to breathe in oxygen.
Absolutely. These little plants make 50% of the oxygen that we breathe in. That is an awful lot. So they're very, very important. So this map shows you the Atlantic Ocean. So can everyone see Scotland on here? Scotland in the UK. So this is the big ocean that is right beside us. And all of these little stars are called case study areas. And that's where scientists on the Atlas project are looking at all of these different things that you've mentioned there. And all of these lines here are the currents that you mentioned as well that take the heat around the Earth. And this one here, it's got a very special name. It's called the AMOC. And that is basically how they picked all of these very special places that they wanted to go. So this is a crew on the ship. They look very happy, very excited people. So does anyone think they would like to work on a research ship? Does that sound like a good job? You hand up if you think you want to work in a research ship. Yeah, maybe. So I think we should do a little demonstration. What do you think?
Yep, I think we should.
So who do you think would be a very good engineer out of this a very impressive
I mean, they
team?
all look like they'd be very good engineers.
I
but
think so.
I think a particularly keen engineer, I think you'd be a very good engineer.
Lovely. So what you're going to do is you're going to lower this down. And bring it back up again. We're going to lower it down and we're going to take a water sample from the ocean. So when the scientists take this back up onto the ship, they can look in it and see really, really important things like how much salt is in it, what the temperature is like. Do you think you can do that? Yeah. Do you want to come around here? There we go. Perfect. So this is like what our engineer is lowering into the ocean here. So this has lots of very, very special equipment on it. They can find out lots of cool things. So now that we've got this, we're going to bring it back up to the ship. That's perfect. Do you want to have a big round of applause for our engineer? Do you want to take your hat off as well? So that's the ocean surface here. That's us on the ship. And we're going to go all the way down, past the whales to the midnight zone. How are we going to get there? What do we think? Yeah, have you got any ideas? In a submarine? Yep, submarine's a good idea. So we would all have to get into the submarine. We'd have to go all the way 2,000 meters down to the midnight zone. So we could go down to the very bottom of the ocean. I think that might be a little bit scary. I don't know if I want to go 2,000 meters down.
I want to go down there.
You want to go down? Well, what do we think it's going to be like down at the midnight zone? What do you think?
We couldn't go down because the pressure of the water would crash us.
Absolutely, yeah. The pressure is really, really, really high. I think we should do a little demonstration, Laura.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think we should.
I think so. So we're going to need a volunteer. Lovely. So what the team over here are going to show you is the effect of pressure on animals that live in the deep ocean.
Can everyone see these in here just now? Okay, so have a look at these balloons. We're going to put some air into here and see if you can have a look at what happens. Right. Keep a close eye.
Lovely. So does anyone see what happens to the balloons?
Yep, what happened? Which one? The red one shrunk.
Now there's water in the balloon.
That's exactly right. So there's water in the blue one, but there's only air in the red one. And so the water doesn't get crushed by putting the air in as much as the one with the air in it does.
There we go. Perfect. Do you want to go grab a seat for me?
Okay, a big round of applause.
Lovely. But what else is it like at the deep sea? So it's very, very high pressure. What else do we think? This one is taken with a light. But if the light wasn't there, what would it be like? Dark, yeah. So the ROVs that take these videos, the midnight zone, yeah, that's why it's called the midnight zone. So we need to take lights down so we can see. It's dark, it's high pressure, and what else? There's no sunlight getting down. It's really cold, yes. So this is a research ship, and in the water, that is an ROV, or a remotely operated vehicle called the ROV Luso from Portugal. And what they do is they have scientists that are on the ship that are directing the ROVs and telling them what to do when they're under the water. So that basically means that we don't have to go 2,000 meters deep, which is good. But it's quite tricky to be an ROV pilot, so I think we should do a game. What do you think?
I think that, are you guys up for an ROV challenge?
If everyone can find yourself a partner.
Okay, if we all got
perfect.
a partner, are we in twos, right? We've got one over here without a partner. Is there someone over there without a partner? Two. Okay, we might need to, I can be your partner.
You can be the partner. Yeah, lovely. So has everyone got their partners?
Okay, so in your partners then, I want you to number yourselves 1 and 2. Okay, right, hands up then, number ones.
Which of you guys is number 1?
Which of you guys is number 1? Hands up. Okay, you're going to be number 1. Okay, then hands up, number 2. Okay, excellent. So, I need to remember this, number 1, you are going to close your eyes. You are going to be an ROV. Number 2, you're going to have your eyes open and you're going to be directing the ROV. You're going to be the ROV pilot on the research ship. So, the ROV pilot is going to be directing your ROV, and what you're going to do is try and get your ROV to shake hands with the ROV in the pair next to you. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to give you the countdown. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Doing a good job. Hang on. Amazing. Okay, once you've done it, I want you to sit down. So what we can do now is we're going to make it even harder because some of you found that just a little bit too easy. So, who thought it was quite easy? Okay, what about you guys? Do you want to come up? Who was your team? Perfect. So, if you want to come up here, what we're going to do, just on here, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a very special piece of ROV equipment called a manipulator arm, which looks a lot like a litter picker. And what we're going to do is try and pick up some of these prawns that we had earlier on. Right there. So, who was the ROV the last time and who was the pilot? You were the pilot and you were the ROV. You're now the ROV and you're the pilot. So, ROV, you have to close your eyes because you can't see anything. And you guys are not allowed to help them. Okay, perfect. So, we're going to scatter the prawns. And then you're going to try and catch them. There we go. Just with your voice, guys.
Oh.
Okay, release.
Good job, guys. Well done. That was pretty tricky, wasn't it? So what you were using there was one of these things here called a manipulator arm, but they can also use this, which is called a slurp gun. So the slurp gun is for things that are really soft. So if you're using a little tiny bit of sponge and you use that manipulator arm, it's probably going to damage it. So they've got this fancy little slurp gun that they can use on things like sponges and corals to make sure that it's protected on the way up. Lovely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the samples right up back to the ship and we're going to have a look at them. So we need to get them back up to the ship. We need to label them. We need to make sure we know what they are and we need to protect them so we can take them back to land. But when you're on a research ship, it can be a bit like this. And that makes that pretty tricky because if your lab is on a ship and there's waves and there's wind, then you're going to have a bit of a hard time. So who thinks they've got really good balance? Oh, what do we think, Laura?
I think you've got good balance.
Okay.
And you.
Wanna grab one of these?
You. And who else has not had a shot? Yeah, you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. When we say coral, does everyone think of something that looks a bit like this? Yeah, what do we think this is? What does this remind you of? Coral, and whereabouts would you maybe see that?
Reef.
On reefs, whereabouts? Australia, yeah, the Great Barrier Reef. So when we say coral, we tend to think of these beautiful, very colourful tropical reefs, but we actually have coral reefs right here in Scotland, but they look a bit more like this. So they're cold water coral reefs, and they're really, really, really deep down in the ocean. And the corals are a little bit different. This one's called a black coral. So what colour is a black coral? Orange, yeah, but it actually has a black skeleton, so that's why it's called a black coral. So what do we think coral is, Laura?
I don't know. Is it a plant?
Is it a plant? Do we think it's a plant?
Is it
No.
a rock?
Think it's a rock?
An
No.
alien?
Alien. You
No?
think it's a plant?
What do we think?
What do we think? Yeah, what do you think?
Animal.
An animal? Is that what you were going to say? Do we think it's, put your hand up if you think it's an
who thinks
animal.
it's an animal.
Oh, excellent. It is an animal. It looks a bit like a plant, and we think that it maybe is because it doesn't move very much, but it's actually an animal, and it's made up of a living part and a not living part. So it's got an exoskeleton. So everyone point to your skeleton.
Inside the boat.
Inside, yeah, underneath your skin. And what does your skeleton do?
Helps you to move.
Helps you to move, yep. What do you think?
Well, coral is a living organism.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a living organism. It's an animal. And its skeleton is on the outside. So why would you have a skeleton on the outside?
What do you think? To protect you.
To protect you. Yeah, exactly. So they've got the skeleton on the outside. So I need someone who thinks they would make a very good coral. Who do we think? Ooh, who's a good coral? Do you want to be a coral? Yeah, I think you'd be a good coral. Okay, where is our coral exoskeleton? So I want you to stand in the middle here. Lovely. So this is our very fancy coral exoskeleton. So you're going to be a coral called Lophelia pertusa. And it's a coral that you find off the coast of Scotland, and it's even on this mat here. It's this one here. So this exoskeleton is what's going to protect you. And I need you to put your hand through for me and pop it out the other side. So this bit is a living animal bit, and this is the skeleton bit. So what would you do if I need another volunteer? Who thinks it can be a really scary predator? Oh, you'd be a really scary predator. Come on. Okay, so you're going to be a sea urchin, and you want to eat Lophelia pertusa. Okay, so I want you to do your best sea urchin impression. Oh, that's very scary. So what are you going to do? The sea urchin is coming. It's going to eat you. What are you going to do? I mean, I'm scared for you. Look at this. Yeah, exactly. And you've hidden inside your exoskeleton. Good job. Was that tasty? No, it wasn't, because you protected yourself. Good job. So, how do you think, that's how animals might eat a coral. How do you think a coral might eat its dinner? Is it going to go and get a meal deal from a local shop? Is it going to cook it from scratch in the oven? No. What's it going to do? What do you think?
It's going to, well, if anyone wants to try and eat it.
Yeah, but what if it wants to eat something else? How's it going to eat it?
Suck it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So it needs to wait. It can't move at all. So it needs to wait until the coral or until the ocean brings the food by. So, shall we get the ocean and get some food? Lovely. So what we're going to do is Laura's going to be the ocean current. Laura's going to bring some food by, and you're going to try and catch it. Do you think you can do that? Yeah. You were very good at hiding from predators, but now you need to catch the food.
It's waving. It's waving.
It's waving.
Right. See if
Everyone
you
do an
can catch
impression of the
anything.
ocean.
It's waving.
Well, it's
Did
very
you get
calming,
anything?
isn't it? Not this one.
Oh.
Did we catch the
good,
food?
Good coral. Managed to eat
Amazing. Good
something.
job. Excellent. So that is how coral catches its food, and we've caught these little tiny copepods. But these are very, very important creatures, very important animals. So this is you. This is Lophelia pertusa. Do you want to sit down here for me? Perfect. So the little orange bits are the living bits that come out the end, and then you've got the white exoskeleton for protection as well. And the living bit is how it catches its food. But when you look at this picture, is it only corals that are in the picture? No. What else do we see? Shout out. What do you think?
Fish, octopus, crabs.
Yeah. Starfish. Yeah, we've got lots and lots of different animals that live in amongst the corals. So I think we're going to need lots of volunteers for this next bit. So who wants to volunteer? So we've got this lovely, lovely ecosystem with all these different animals and corals. If you don't have a hat on, stand up as well. We need everyone stood up for this bit. And we're going to have you right in the middle. Thank you so much. Right in the middle. Perfect. So we've got our coral reef. That is where you all live, and you're all going to live in amongst this lovely Lophelia pertusa. But unfortunately, there is a danger to our coral reefs, and it is called bottom trawling. Does anyone know what bottom trawling is? What do you think?
It's where people catch fish and it's not good.
Exactly. People use a big net and they drag it along the reef to catch the fish. And that's not very good for the fish, and it's definitely not very good for the coral. So what we're going to do is you're all going to move around. We're not going to run. We're going to move around. And if you are something that can move, I want you to swim. But what about the coral? Can the coral move? So what are you going to have to do?
We have to save it.
Stand still. You need to save the coral. So we're going to bring the bottom trawling net way over the reef. And if it touches you, I want you to sit down, okay? Ready? And move nice and slowly. Oh, we've caught you as well. Oh, no. Lovely. So who was caught by our bottom trawling net? Put your hands up. So we caught a couple of fish and our coral as well. So even the fish that got away, you have nowhere to live now because we caught the coral. So that's not very good, is it? So I need everyone to come back round for me. So these pictures here are of trawled coral reefs. So we can see it on one side, it looks nice and healthy. And then on this other side, we've got this poor little fish that has nowhere to stay. So what do we think we could do to stop that from happening to our coral reefs?
I think we could protect coral by putting a net over it.
Put a net, so have an area where you're not allowed to do it. That's a really good idea. So that's called a marine protected area where we're not allowed to use bottom trawling. So that's a really good idea. Yeah?
Crab says that you might need to put up loads of posters.
Yeah, we said that telling people about it is a really good idea. Telling people that we don't want to eat fish that's been bottom trawled. So this little sign here, if you eat fish or you eat anything that comes from the sea, if it has that little symbol on it, it means it's been caught and it's not been harming the sea when it got caught. So if we look for that, when we're getting seafood, that would be a really good way to protect our oceans. So thank you so much, guys. So we found out a lot today when we've been doing all our activities. And this video here is all the Atlas scientists doing really, really important research in the Atlantic Ocean. But give yourselves a big round of applause. Amazing. So who thinks now that they think they could work on a research ship?